Today we're going to talk about the difference between self-esteem and self-efficacy. Self-esteem is a concept which we are all familiar with, and that is the regard in which one is held or which one other people hold you in. So if you obviously have high self-esteem, you hold yourself in high regard. Self-efficacy, however, is the power to produce an effect. And specifically when we're talking about self-efficacy in reading, we're talking about your ability to believe in yourself and how you can do. Low self-efficacy means doubting one's capacity. In this case, doubting one's capacity in order to read. Fluency is a fundamental element of a student's self-efficacy in reading. An individual's belief about one's capacity to learn or perform. It's also a motivational process with benefits. Self-efficacy is also built on one's perception of success in reading. And finally, self-efficacy is the belief that one can succeed at a particular task. Hi, Dominic.
Hi.
Can you introduce yourself to my class? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Dominic Buckner. I'm a freshman at DeKalb High School, and I enjoy sports.
Great. We're here to talk about your reading efficacy.
All right.
I'd like to know how you feel about reading, specifically when you get a reading assignment from different classes. So think about a reading assignment you might have for science, or social studies, or humanities, language arts. Which one of those reading assignments do you most prefer?
I would probably prefer a math reading assignment, just because that explains the equations.
Okay. Do you ever really have a reading assignment for math?
No.
Okay. So, do you get reading assignments in science?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about those?
I feel alright about those. We usually have guided reading packets that we have to do when we read, so it helps and kind of make sure you know what you're reading about.
So what's in those guided reading packets? Questions?
Just questions about the text. So.
Okay. And how would you rate your confidence level on a 1 to 10 when you have to do a science reading like that?
Probably an 8.
Okay, great. So let's talk about humanities and language arts. Let's say, how do you feel? How do you feel about a reading assignment for example, a novel like To Kill a Mockingbird, or I know you guys are doing a Greek mythology unit right now. How's your confidence level with that reading?
It's alright. I mean, it helps when we go over the reading in class too a lot, but if I'm doing it on my own, I feel semi-alright.
Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, your confidence in reading for humanities.
Probably a little less than science, maybe like a 7. A
7, okay. Alright, what are some of the things in humanities that make you a less confident reader?
Probably just the fact that I don't understand some of the words sometimes, and some of the text a little confusing. Like in Greek and goddesses, like the names sometimes are a little confusing to remember.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to add about your confidence as a reader?
I don't think so.
All right. And as your mother, I'd like to know, why don't you choose reading as a recreational activity?
It's not as fun as, like playing video games or going on the computer or whatnot, or playing sports.
Okay, thank you. You're excused. Okay, let's do the...
The heart is a balloon, shoots up through the stony ground. There's no room.
What can we as teachers do to improve self-efficacy? We can provide effective reading comprehension. We can help students build background knowledge and experiences. We can help students monitor their own comprehension. Teachers should explicitly model reading strategies, use think-alouds, and provide students feedback, moving students toward the independent use of these strategies. We should explicitly model text structure, and finally, we should teach students to identify important and unimportant information. Hi.
Hi, I'm Genevieve Chilmecki. I'm the reading specialist at Herrick Middle School in Downers Grove.
All right, Genevieve, why is it important for students to have self-efficacy?
I think that self-efficacy is one of the key factors to student success. If a student is struggling and they advocate for themselves, they're going to be more willing to ask for help when they don't understand something. They're going to redo material. They're going to possibly read on their own, try to improve their own skills, as opposed to a student who does not have self-advocacy. They would probably not read on their own, not care about school, and have an entirely lack of motivation. When students aren't motivated to improve themselves, they often do not, and it seems like it's the teacher working more for them than they are for themselves.
What can we as teachers do to promote self-efficacy?
I think within the classroom, there's a lot that teachers can do. I think one of the first things is to teach the students to communicate well, to ask for questions, ask questions when they need help. I think one of the key things that a teacher can do is direct reading comprehension instruction, focusing on the reading strategies, focusing on specific skills. The better that a teacher knows their student and how they succeed in each of the areas, that's where you're going to be able to help the students the most. And I feel like breaking down comprehension, when you break down comprehension into different skills, students will also understand what their strengths and weaknesses are and be able to help or ask for help more. Also in the classroom, it's really important to activate prior knowledge and build background before reading. That way a struggling learner would have more background going into a piece. For instance, the 8th grade students are working on World War II and Anne Frank right now. And if they lacked any background knowledge, they could be entirely lost in a piece. Whereas if you just start with different materials and different pieces of nonfiction that are applicable to them at their instructional level, they'll probably be more successful when reading the story and reaching your goals.
Help us find the right book.
Get us into new genres.
Give us opportunities to teach other students.
The heart is a balloon, shoots up through the stony ground. There's no room, no space to rent.
So in kindergarten, I used to fake read because I never really liked reading. And then also in 3rd and 4th grade because I never found the right book. And then in 5th grade, I found the Percy Jackson series, and that rose my confidence level in reading because I liked reading and I liked the book I was reading.
When I was in 5th grade, I never liked reading and we had to do essays about books. But then in 6th grade, I found a book named Warhorse, and then I wanted to find other books like that.